Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy. He is 36 years old, he's an American, and he spent the last few years living in Thailand for his job. And during those few years in Thailand, he got himself a girlfriend who was 22. So major difference in age and culture, maturity and all that. And you're going to see here, guys, how ultimately this guy, just recently, because he sent me this email just the other day, right place, right time, ends up kicking this girlfriend to the curb completely because she pushed him too far and crossed the line. How did she do that, you may ask? Well, you're going to see that like many guys before him, he decided to play the role as Captain Save-A, you-know-what, and the white knight, and to save her from her troubled past and her problems and all that. And as the saying goes, you can't turn a HOE into a housewife. Well, you're going to see this is, again, quite true. And pretty much you're going to see in this story, guys, how obviously he met her, and she had a past, and she was a party girl. And obviously he was trying to help her. He had depression problems, so did she. And it seemed like for a while he was helping her. But ultimately, people don't change. And you're going to learn this lesson, guys. There's a lot of important things to point out here. A lot of important lessons that I know I say a lot. And it's a good refresher to help you young guys out, not to make the same mistake he does with being the white knight, thinking you can change somebody, that whole thing here. But ultimately, this guy, he comes to his senses and he's going to be fine. So it starts off, he says, jumping right into it, my name is Seth. You have my permission to use my name. I'm an American, and I lived in Thailand for a number of years and came back to the United States because I lost my career due to medical issues. I'm fine now, but I'm starting over. It's been several months, and I'm now enrolled in college to get a new skill set to get my life back on track. Good for you, bro. It's never too late to get back on track, get back in the grind. My ex-girlfriend is much younger than myself. I'm 36 years old, and she is 22 and Thai. She is still in Thailand. When I first met my now ex, let's call her V, we were both having depression issues. She had just attempted and failed to end herself, and truth be told, I was in the same boat, but I had not attempted it, but was strongly considering it. But when I met her, I saw her suffering because of what some jerk had done to her, and something clicked. I realized I could help her and possibly myself to escape the depression. So I don't know how you met her or anything like that, but obviously shows this guy's a good guy, sees somebody else is suffering, he wants to help them out, and I'm sure it didn't hurt that she was hot. You know, let's be honest, guys are guys no matter what, and it certainly helps if she's hot when the guy wants to help her out. But at the end of the day, you know, and let me just say this, depression is a serious thing, and so I'm very glad this guy, even though he was thinking those thoughts, he didn't do anything drastic and off himself. It's not worth it. And for you guys that have depression problems, things get bad, definitely consider getting help. But anyhow, he tried to help her out. But how many times in these stories, guys, guy tries to help a gal out, and maybe he does temporarily, but does it ever work out in the long run? And often does she show her thanks? Well, you'll see. After 2 years, we were both cleared of our depression, and I worked hard to build her back and myself. I taught her how to spot and avoid terrible people. I taught her that her family were leeching off her and she needed to stand up for her own life. They demanded that she, at 22, with no education and no future prospects of a major career or value other than her body to sell, take care of her family so her mother could stop working and her sisters who were pregnant with some deadbeat husbands. Well, that's real nice. She's 22 and pretty much no skills, no education, nothing. The family wants her to pretty much sell herself to help so her mom doesn't have to work and provide for her sisters who all got pregnant by lowlives. And that's terrible for anybody, okay? I agree with that. But the problem here, guys, is this guy's dealing with a girl from a different part of the world, a different culture, all that. And the thing is, whenever you have somebody that has a bad past or bad background, you can't really change them unless they really want to move forward and out of that, okay? And what usually has to happen is whatever bad background somebody has, like in her case, her family and that environment, that person has to get out of there and cut all ties with their past, their background, the people that kept them down, all that, because if they don't, it's very easy to get sucked back into it one way or another, okay? That's why a lot of people, I've known people have done foster care, and they take kids in that came from, the streets or very bad backgrounds, and they try their best to help them, but the social workers and the state really want to have them communicating with their families and being involved with them. Meanwhile, it's usually the same families that got them in the mess to begin with. And unfortunately, it really stalls their growth. And a lot of these kids, they stay with families until they're 18, and they go right back to that neighborhood, back with that family, and they end up becoming their parents, and the vicious cycle continues. I had a girlfriend in high school and college. Her mom did that for years, and I saw this over and over and over again. The family tries to screw them up because they don't want their kids to do better. So if you think, guys, that you can help someone, and you genuinely want to help them, and they will not cut ties with their background or their families, whoever's holding them back, whatever that may be, you don't have a chance. It's not going to work. And of course, they need a good mentor, and they got to want to change. But here, as long as she's around those scumbags, they're going to keep trying to drag her down, which will then drag you down. So I guess the point of this whole story is, good luck trying to save somebody, especially a gal. I would not advise it. Anyhow, I had to point that out. It says here, she cut them off and removed them from her life, or so she says. Not entirely sure what the truth is, probably not what she said. Well, given how I know this story goes, I wouldn't believe a word she says. Because at the end of the day, it's better than nothing to her. It's better than being alone. He says, now I'm a very conservative man. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I hate party type of women. Amen, brother, you sound like me. I hardly ever drink anymore. I don't smoke, don't do drugs, work out all the time, eat healthy. I don't care for party women either. I get you. I was very upfront about this, and for the last 2 years, I've been very adamant that if she decided to party or attend parties, especially in specific cities, I must be in attendance with her. Only trust is fine, but being smart is better. Good idea. And if she has a past of being a party girl, and by the way, I know you know this now, but to this guy and anybody else, if you know your girl is a party girl, and we know that type, that's another way of saying carousel rider, unfortunately, good luck trying to trust her. Good luck for her shaking that past, especially when she's that young and in an environment where the rest of her peers do that. Good luck. I know what parties are like in Thailand, and I've been around the world and back, and I have a lot of experience, and this girl I know, she was a party girl before by the way she acts, but she denied it for years and stayed sober and party-free for the time we were together. Well, that's great she was doing it while you were together, or at least to what you saw, but it literally sounds like you have to be around her all the time to keep her in line, to keep her from falling back to her past. That's a lot of freaking work, man. That's not worth it for anybody. I don't care how sweet she is with you. I don't care how cool she is with you. It's just not worth it. And you're going to see what happens to all this effort he puts into this. He says she, after all this time, is finally together, getting her life going well, starting to save money, starting feeling good about herself, and now with me stuck in the United States, we start having less and less connection. Uh-oh. So you came back to the US of A for work, and she's still there, and you're not there to obviously be a good role model to her, to keep an eye on her, to essentially protect her from herself, and watch what happens. He says, I believe she is starting to get bored. The temptation of me not being able to see what she's actually doing or having the capability to know where she is, like a normal couple who's home every other night. He says, i.e. go to work, have a schedule, when that person is going to be home because it's consistent and you will see them at certain times, right? Well, she started being irregular on times and being secretive. See? A leopard doesn't change his spots. It was fine so long he was there. At least he thought it was fine. But she goes right back into her old ways because she hasn't left her environment. She's with the same people. And again, a leopard doesn't change his spots. He says, luckily, she's not very bright about social media, and she posted in the Thai language her entire plans for today and to go to Pattaya. I guess that's how that's pronounced in Thailand. Anybody who goes in Thailand can let me know how to Pattaya. And some other city partying and blowing up the town with guys and girls, and this one particular woman who wasn't being so subtle with her interest. So she's been with you for a couple of years, and she's been behaving herself, but you're gone now. She's right back into her old ways just like that. If she really cared about you, she would not be doing that. She'd be working, saving money any way she can to come to the United States and be with you or something, not this. It says here, I was able to translate the language and confront her. I don't beat around the bush and plainly asked her, so are you going to go party in Pattaya? She denied it, but admitted to the other town. I showed her a screenshot of the post about Pattaya. I'm just killing this word. I said, so you're going to go to become a party girl after everything we've been through. She said, it's not often she parties, but yes, she wants to go out with friends. and drink and have a good time now. I said, okay, farewell. Her response was very satisfying because, as if in shock, she said, what? As if she couldn't believe I was ending it with her. I said to her, I told you I hate party girls and want nothing to do with the party life. You agreed to be with me and agreed not to attend parties, especially in Pattaya, without me. She said, yes, but you're in the USA, and I replied, yes, so work and save until we can be together again. There you go. Now, here's the deal. It's unfortunate that it's at a point in today's world and how things are that, if you care about someone and someone you trust and it's your girl, go out and have a good time with your friends and have a good time, of course. The problem is what today's world and the environment is and how it's encouraged, how the gals are today, how to behave, that you can't do that anymore. And he knows. And for any guy that may be in a situation like this, do you really want to be with someone you have to watch all the time? Essentially police their activities, save them from themselves? That's a whole lot of work for some chick. I mean, really. Now, don't get me wrong. There are women out there, and it's a small percentage nowadays, that are conservative and have actually some self-respect, and they have been influenced by the feminist movement and just the trash that's out there, and actually has some integrity and aren't riding the carousel and all that. It's a small percentage and will be loyal, but again, very small percentage. So for your relationship, guys, you got to be very careful in your screening process. But would you want this? It's just not worth it. Anyhow, she's defending her, going back to her party girl ways. She said that's not fair or realistic. I said, what's not fair is you expect me to be with you while you're off effing other men and women, apparently, and expecting me to stay quiet about it and be happy about it like I don't know what you are doing. Good for you, bro. Good for standing up for yourself. A lot of guys wouldn't do that. Okay, a lot of guys wouldn't have the strength to say, you know what? Done. I tried. I helped you. We're done. You didn't mention if you had any issues or fights when you were there. I'm guessing not. And I'm sure it's not easy because obviously you're with her long enough. You have feelings for her, but you put yourself first. And that's what most guys won't do. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. Put yourselves first. Always. Okay? And don't take any crap. He says here, she said, well, I'm young and I should enjoy myself. I replied calm and very matter-of-fact like, well, that's true, but you won't be doing so with me ever again. Good. My way or the highway. You can maybe convince one of those deadbeat foreigner men that you'll be meeting with to pay for your life. For a little while, but the party life won't last forever, and you'll be just another one of your sisters or your mother alone and worthless because you didn't use your time wisely or pick a decent man. Good, bro. Good for standing up for yourself. Good for laying it out. And that's the direction her life's going to go. Unfortunately, it's a vicious cycle. And I guarantee her mom was probably like that when she was younger, and her mom's mom, her grandmother was probably like that. And I guarantee you she's going to be like, well, F you, and go party, and then eventually probably get pregnant, and then the same cycle will happen, and she'll have a daughter, and round and round we go. But you're not going to be that sucker that's going to be paid for her lifestyle. So good for you. And I'm sure it wasn't easy. Got to stand up for yourself, got to lay down the law. And she's like, well, I'm young, and I should be able to have fun. It's that being young and fun and that carefree attitude that's got you into trouble in the first place. That got you so depressed that you wanted to end your own life because of some dude who was a scumbag. But good luck trying to reason with somebody, let alone that young, that emotional, that childish. He says, after that, I cut all ties and walked away clean and confident in my decision. Good, bro. Does it hurt? Does it hurt? Oh, hell yeah. But I'm okay because I know my values and I respect myself and my values and won't allow anyone to tread on me ever again. And she didn't believe I won't X her. He mixed some of these words up here, so bear with me here. Exactly, bro. Good for you. Right there, I know it wasn't easy, okay? I've broken up with women before for different reasons, and it's not easy. Unless they're doing something obviously really horrible to you. But no, you're not going to tolerate that. It's a deal breaker, okay? He says, what hurts the most is I saved her from death, and she would not be here today. She would not be here today without me, and this is what women are today. She wouldn't be here without you. Look what you did for her, and you tried to help her, and it got you nowhere, unfortunately. It's a lesson. Can't be the white knight. Can't be the Captain Save or whatever. If you're going to go for gals, guys, make sure it's the ones that are actually worth it. The small percentage that are, they're conservative, have old-fashioned values that are feminine, they treat you well. None of the BS that you have out there today, not the BS they hear in my stories. Don't try to save them. You're wasting your time. And I don't know when this guy found my work, probably after all this stuff happened, and he learned. He says here, it says you can't even save their lives and build them back for a broken life, and they will act out like this. Don't value women. That's my advice. They are disposable because they are unimportant to personal happiness. If you're trying to date, make sure she is happy doing her own hobbies and not demanding you to make her happy. Enjoy time together, but not to be reliant to have you there. If she needs you there and can't do her own thing without you, that is a red flag, and the same goes for you if you can't or don't feel good about doing your own thing without her. And you are a red flag and need to hone in on yourself and figure out why that is happening. Yeah, exactly. You got to be able to make your own self happy. You can't just bring a woman into your life and think that, oh, she's going to bring me happiness. Good freaking luck there, okay? Believe me, there are the small percentage that can bring happiness in your life. But believe me, they're also going to bring you some headaches. Even the best ones are going to bring headaches in your life. Because, let's be honest, as I say, women are attracted to drama, like the way a moth is attracted to a flame. So, and in varying degrees. They all like drama. Any gal says, I don't like drama, or there's no drama, that's bullshit. They all like a little drama. Even the ones that seem the coolest, have it together, they'll at least want to hear about the drama from their friends or watch those shows on TV like The Bachelor or The Bachelor to get that little bit of drama. And then there's the full-on drama queens. You need that shit in your life. So, but the good ones are even going to bring a little drama. So you weigh out the good and the bad. But you got to be able to have your own happiness in your own life, pursuing the things that you enjoy, having your purpose, having your goals, something that's fulfilling. You can't expect somebody else to bring it to you. And your gal who you choose, which I hope is a good one, which for you guys are relationship guys, I think will certainly work hard to have the better ones, have a better screening process. They got to be able to find their own ways to make themselves happy and not rely on you to do that. Because you're going to go crazy. You'll just wear yourself down. He says, it is healthy to want to do those things together, but unhealthy to need it. Correct. Anyway, that is my 2-cent story. I hope it is useful. As soon as I get a car and a job, I'll be hitting the gym and back to powerlifting. That I used to be fit, but frankly, I've been lazy now, and I have time, and I'll be putting in the work for myself because it makes me happy. Have a great day and stay safe out there, guys. Well, bro, welcome back to America. Thank you for the email. I appreciate that. And again, you learned. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I know it's not easy, and you may be having second thoughts, like maybe I want to reach out to her, or mark my words, she's going to reach out to you. Guarantee, especially if things get difficult. And given her environment where she's in, probably things will get difficult, and she will be looking for help. And do not be surprised if she is the party girl and starts having fun with the Thai version of Chad and Tyrone. I don't know what you'd call them. And get pregnant and be looking for you for help. And you better say no. And I'm sure you would, but she's out of your life. Move on. I'd block her on social media, block her email, block her phone, but she'll still find a way to get a hold of you. So be careful not to fall into temptation. Work on yourself. Get your life back on track. If you ever go down the road of depression again, definitely talk to someone. People that care, that will help you out. Maybe point in the direction of a therapist if needed. Okay, but just keep going. I want you to join a gym. You said you used to work out. Join a gym. I don't care if you have to Uber over there because you said you don't have a car, take the bus, whatever. Start in that gym, start making progress, you'll better shape, you'll feel better. And as you feel better, you'll be more motivated to better yourself in all other areas of your life, with school, doing well in school, getting a good job, making money, saving money, the whole 9 yards. You can do it, bro. And you said you're 36? Well, you're a freaking baby, because 36 to me is young, because I'm 44, and I'm still pressing forward to do good things for my life. As I encourage all you guys to do, whether you are 24 or 84. There's always something you can do to make your life better, some goal, some purpose to make life worth getting up in the morning for and being excited for. So, anyhow, guys, a great story to show you once again. Don't try to save them. You're wasting your time. And good for this guy for kicking her ass to the curb. She can be somebody else's problem. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. I know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.